Last time you were telling us about when the neurosurgeon came and told you you had to have surgery for your large brain tumour in 2 days' time. What preparations did you make for this? How did it affect your life? Did you tell your family straight away about what happened?
I'd have to say that the whole train of events, that is from figuring out that I had a tumour there, through to what are we going to do about it, as far as, we're going to consider surgery or not. For me, I mean, the whole thing was just surreal. Like it happened all very, very quickly, like within the space of a couple of days. And before I knew it, I was, being rolled into the operating theatre. The surgery itself went very well, so I was fortunate in that respect. I didn't have any complications. But I think I was in hospital for about a week, from memory. And it took about a week to get back on my feet again. This is going back to, October, November 2010. So, in that regard, I mean, there wasn't anything really shocking with the surgery. It went well, and I made a really speedy recovery, which was good. Good omen. So I think for people that are going to have surgery, don't worry. Chances are your surgeon will be really good, and it'll probably go just fine. And as I learned along the way, that for a lot of neurosurgeons, these types of procedures are becoming more and more conventional or routine. In my particular case, surgery, I think, made sense because, frankly, when my surgeon and I looked at the MRI scan, it was terrifying how large the tumour was. I think I've said before that it was probably 3 to 4 inches across in diameter. We didn't actually have a scale on the MRI scans, but he estimated that's probably where it would have been. And after he'd actually removed it, it did turn out to be that size. So when you got a tumour that large, I couldn't think with the idea of using some of the technique to try and stop it from growing or getting into some very vital area like, my brain stem or whatever.
So with the surgery, did they have to shave your head?
I think they actually did shave my head in a certain section, but after surgery, they actually apologised and said that they probably could have avoided shaving my head altogether and just left my hair pretty much the way it was. It was actually quite a bit longer than what it is now. But yeah, that was probably about the only little disruption that occurred with it.
And your hair grew back?
Grew back, as you can see. So yeah, came through the surgery okay, and I had to thank my surgeon for saving my life, which he did.
What was it like waking up?
Pretty scary, to be honest, because I woke up in the ICU. And fortunately one of the nurses could give me some ice, because that's all I could have at that point. And probably the next couple of days of being stuck in the ICU, and then finally, I think after a couple of days I was allowed out, and then I went back up to the ward again, up to the neurosurgery ward.
And could you see?
Yeah, I could, but what had happened is I'd lost, before the surgery, I'd lost peripheral vision in my left eye, and after surgery, that loss of that peripheral vision didn't seem to come back.
And could you walk after the surgery?
Not really, no. It took about a week to get back on my feet again properly.
And that was not because your muscles were tired or something, it's just you weren't able to walk?
I don't know exactly. Part of it could have been the fact that I was stationary, in a hospital bed for a week. That, probably slowed things down a bit. But I guess maybe the surgery had some effects on that part of the brain that look after your balance, and because that took a little bit of time to come back properly as well.
And how were the nurses and hospital staff? They helpful?
Yeah, they were very good. Yeah.